Yes, this is how to remove a bumper on a Ford Transit Connect 2011, and you have two side plastic bits which are just clipped onto the bodywork, and they're also clipped onto the metal part of the bumper, which in this case have snapped off. So I believe that I tied them back on with tie wraps from the inside last time I took the bumper off. There's also a plastic trim that runs across the top, which is siliconed on, I think, because this bumper was quite old when I got the Transit Connect. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna remove the lights as well, or should I say light at the right hand side, because this bumper does have rear parking sensors, and I did put the module that you connect into behind the light here. So I'm removing the two thumb nuts that are on the right hand side. It's the same on the left hand side, you just have a couple of these that need to be removed. They're not very tight, they just basically hold the lens on the rear, and once you've undone them, all you need to do is grab the light and it should just pull off. um, and obviously the light's connected with a connector, and you just need to find the release clip on the thing. You might need to turn the light around to do this so you can see where the clip is, and you just push your thumb onto it and it should just release. Now my module for the parking sensor is behind the light here. I did find somewhere to put it when I fitted the sensors, and all I need to do is unclip the four wires that run into it for the four parking sensors that are fitted to the bumper. Now the parking sensors that were fitted to the bumper, I should have really done a video about this, because they don't really work properly on metal bumpers. The bumper is slightly sloped, which is another reason why I'm taking the bumper off, because I did hit something while I was reversing, because the sensors weren't working correctly, and I think it's bent one of the brackets. So because they basically nearly forced into the ground, um, for the sensing, it just gives you a solid beep all the time instead of beep 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 like they normally do. So yeah, you've got to get these sensors in the right place on the bumper, otherwise they don't work properly. So once you've got it all unclipped and everything, you can remove the bumper. The bumper is just held on by two bolts at the back, which are underneath. So you're going to need to get underneath the van. You shouldn't need to have to jack this up to do this, but you might have to, if you feel you need a bit more space. In my case, I didn't feel I needed to, because I knew where the bolts were that were holding the bumper on, and that's all you need to do, really. I mean, if, like I say, if you want to put it up on ramps or something to give you a bit more space, then you can do, and you should be fine. Now the wiring for the parking sensors are coming up through the bumper and by the hinge, and come through a little grommet in the side. So because I didn't want to pull them all the way through, I've just gonna drop the bumper down and leave the wires on, because I'm gonna just basically paint the bumper so that it can just go straight back on. Probably need a new bumper, because I feel that it's very rusty, and when I get it off I'll be able to confirm that. Obviously I already know it's rusty. So underneath you'll find your spare tyre, and you should see a leaf spring. The bolts or the nuts that you need to release are just at the side of the leaf spring brackets on either side of the bumper. Like I said, there are only two that hold the bumper on, and you may need to remove your spare tyre if you feel you need to remove it. I'm not going to remove it in this case. And the hole that you will see that where the nut is there's literally the depth of the slam panel at the back. So there's a hole which you will have to put a long reach socket into, and you may need an extension bar. It's quite fiddly underneath the van, and trying to get a good camera angle is not easy. Like I say, you could jack it up or put it on ramps if you wanted to. But once you've located the holes, you may need a torch to locate them. It might be an idea to spray them with some lubricant, i.e. WD-40, or some other release lubricant spray, and get your socket on and start releasing the nut. It may be a little bit tight. Like I say, if you give it a spray, it should start releasing it, and it should just come off in your socket. I use wobble extension bars because you can get a little bit of angle on the extension bar by doing that, and sometimes I just put a long reach socket in, depending on which is easiest to do. You need to find where you've got the most leverage on your wrench for doing this, because there's not a lot of room where that bracket is for the leaf spring. There literally is just a hole at the side of it for you to put the socket in, and then you need to be able to turn your ratchet enough to get it released. Once you've done one side, obviously you have to do the other side as well, and it'd be pretty much the same. For that, you need to get the correct extension bar, or just, like I said, a long reach socket, so you can get the leverage on the ratchet that you need. It's fairly straightforward for your bumper, and also you need to make sure that the bumper, you're holding the bumper when the nuts are ready to come off, obviously, because it's quite a heavy bumper. It's completely made of metal except for the plastic bits that you have to remove, so it's a lot heavier than you think, and there'll also be a lot of mud and rust and anything else behind that bumper that the tyres have kicked up over the years it's been on. So you need to protect your eyes as well. I do wear glasses, so quite a lot of things just miss my eyes anyway. So yeah, you need to be careful while you're doing it, that there's nothing falling down into your eyes or anything, because otherwise you'll end up in hospital or something like that. So obviously once you've got your nuts off, you need to take the bumper off. Now I decided to just give it a rub down, and also the plastic bits I gave a rub down, and I've given them a coat of proper bumper spray. It's designed for bumpers obviously, but firstly I gave it some acid etch primer as well, which should help combat some of the rust on the bumper, and also help the paint stick to the plastic as well. It's very good primer, is acid etch primer. It cuts through, basically does what it says on the tin. It's kind of an acid based thing, so it attaches itself to the surface better and gives you something to apply your top coat to. Like I said, I've used trim bumper spray for doing this. Like I say, I probably will replace the bumper completely. However, I'd not got one. I didn't think I'd need it, but the bumper is quite reasonably good condition. It's going rusty at the back on the brackets, but mainly at the bottom. I could probably fabricate something with my welder, but I'm not going to on this occasion. Like I said, I might just buy another bumper in the next few months and put that on. Just so you know, bumpers do come with holes cut out already. If you want them, you can purchase them on eBay. I will put a link down in the bottom in my description where you may be able to purchase one from, and obviously you'll be able to put your parking sensor straight in the holes. You might want to give it a paint before you put it back on. They do come in black generally, so it should be fine. So I hope you got something out of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, like and follow for more. Thanks for watching, guys.